Flagship performance, budget price, what more could you want? The Galaxy S21 FE, for all you tech heads, you know what this phone was all about. The premium Samsung experience for a lot less money. Well, now a number of years later, it is a lot less money, so you could argue that it's even better value. So the typical Samsung design language is still here, only recently changed on the S23 and S24 models. The display is slightly larger, 6.4 inch, 1080p, 120Hz dynamic AMOLED 2X display over the 6.2 inch on the S21. And it's worth noting that the refresh rate on the S21 FE is not a variable refresh rate found on the S21, but it is the same Gorilla Glass Victus protection. But naturally, I've got a screen protector on the phone because, as everyone says, glass is glass and glass breaks. Other than that, it's a flagship grade display with great color reproduction and contrast, and the 1080p resolution is still enough for 400 pixels per inch, which is plenty sharp enough. And the bezels are nice and slim too, and then you have a small cutout for the 32 megapixel selfie camera, and you also get an in-display fingerprint scanner situated slightly lower than on my S22 Ultra and S21 Ultra when I had that. And it's a noticeably slower optical fingerprint scanner instead of the ultrasonic found on those other phones, but it's still fast enough for me. And I've got no complaints over the display on the S21 either, like I didn't on the S21. Link for that video in the description below. It's all good. The rest of the design is great too, like the S21, although the elegance of the camera housing flowing into the frame is gone for a separate housing and frame, but it still looks good. The phone is still pretty lightweight at just 207 grams, even though it is larger than the S21 and has a larger 4500 mAh battery. So naturally, the S21 FE does have better battery life than the S21, and I did manage all day, no worries, with moderate use. And there's also a nice set of stereo speakers, often absent on new budget phones. And you also get the same 25 watt wired and 15 watt wireless charging on the S21 FE, a nice feature to have at this low asking price. And for performance, luckily I've got the Snapdragon 888 model, which no doubt helps with the battery life and giving flawless performance. There's plenty to keep up with the big boys, so unless you play the most intensive of games constantly, you'll be absolutely fine. And RAM is either 6 or 8 gigabytes and up to 256 gigabytes of UFS 3.1 storage. I've got the base model with 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage, which is absolutely fine for me. And of course, the 6 gigs of RAM option is a bit low, so of course, naturally, the 8 gigabyte option will be a lot better. And as for software, my S21 FE is running the new One UI 6.0 on top of Android 14, so it's nice and up to date. And aesthetically, you get the full One UI experience along with all the customization options, the themes and wallpapers, etc. And in the photo gallery, you get Samsung's Object Eraser, first found on the Pixels, which works well with less complicated images and a feature that I really like. You also get the option to merge separate videos together to create a movie, which is another feature that I do quite like and one that I've used a couple of times for my YouTube shorts and TikToks. So if I haven't missed anything, the last thing to talk about is the cameras. Only a slight downgrade from the S21, you get the same 12 megapixel f1.8 and 12 megapixel f2.2 main and ultra wide cameras, but a much lower res 8 megapixel f2.4 3x telephoto camera. Now, overall photos from the S21 FE are still really great. You get a ton of detail, nice contrast and dynamic range, and lively colors. The Snapdragon 888 does a great job with processing, offering great results and perfect for my liking. Now, I do have my mum's old S21, which I will be taking a few sample photos to compare with the S21 FE. So without further ado, here are a few photo samples from the S21 FE and then a few compared with the regular S21. Let me know down in the comments what you think. So that's my look at the Galaxy S21 FE, and naturally, there isn't a lot wrong with this phone. It offers almost everything you need, a really nice vibrant display with 120Hz refresh rate, plenty of RAM and storage, really great performance with that Snapdragon 888, at least on this model, a big 4,500 mAh battery for all-day battery life. It's fully up to date with Android 14 and it offers a really great and reliable triple camera system on the back. There's not a lot of downsides that I can find with this S21. Let me know down in the comments if there's a reason that you wouldn't pick up an S21 in 2024. Of course, the main reason for me, I think, is just going to be it's going to be dropped off from software updates at some point in the near future. But of course, let me know down in the comments what you think of the S21 FE. Again, overall, I think it's a really great phone, and I picked it up for about 180 quid secondhand with the box and in really great condition. So if you can pick it up for that price, it'd be absolutely fine. I have got a video on the S21 and the S21 Ultra as well, and I'll see you there.